All right, it's the rundown. It's October 16th.
Close enough.
14.
All right, let's get right into the first of all, we got live Talladega, live hockey Talladega. I'm just gonna say this: I've been complaining since the race that our paint scheme looked exactly like McDonald's, so you can't tell who's who. And McDonald's is on. I literally tweeted out about 20 minutes ago: the McDonald's car is on TV 100% of the time. It just was in a fiery crash and got eliminated.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Now we gotta.
He's
now
fine.
we gotta
The driver's
run.
fine.
Now we gotta run.
Yeah. NFL recap. I guess what do we got? The Jets with the big win. Why were you so excited?
Jets are back! The Jets are back, baby! I think that Sam Darnold proved he kind of makes a difference. I'm not saying they're gonna win this season. But
wouldn't you rather lose?
I would rather Sam Darnold get back and start to progress.
I'd agree with
because he's
that.
the most important thing.
But
So
that
you
had
want it-
happened, so it's like at that.
That's a culture thing. That was a culture win.
culture change.
I feel like they played well.
Had he missed several more games with mono, it's basically a lost season completely. And then you don't know
So would you rather they lose 50-45 then? Like he plays great and they lose?
Kinda, yeah. In that case, if Sam Darnold could progress and we could lose every game, I'd love that for another good draft pick.
But
Until
you know
they can
what's
actually
going to
contend.
happen. They're going to win just enough games that they would have gone to the playoffs if Sam Darnold
Right.
didn't
And
get
they
didn't get mono,
in
and that's a story, and then,
It's almost weirdly.
Forever in
Who was
mediocrity.
was it the, it's almost like the Colts when they got Andrew Luck, It's like your quarterback's out, you have a bad year, but you still have him. I don't know, if you think he's good, you could have another bad year because
I
out and be a good player.
did kind of still not have questions, but it's time for him to progress and show, and he kind of did.
There are
at least
some,
for one game.
Speaking of, college football, the CeeDee Lamb, that Oklahoma wide receiver, Judy obviously for Alabama, there's some good wide receivers in this draft.
Back to the NFL. The Browns, they lose. What else was big?
Chargers are dead.
Chargers so bad. The
So
Chiefs,
bad. Chiefs might be in trouble. The Rams might be in trouble.
I think the Rams. I think the Chiefs may figure out. I think the Rams are in big trouble, and the 49ers, I think, are real.
Yeah, the 49ers are very real. Very real.
And the Eagles, I think they're having the
Giants
Foles
are one game
hangover.
out.
I know.
That's
it's
crazy.
That division stinks.
And the Eagles and Cowboys have a big Sunday night football game. Could be Sunday night football, Eagles, Cowboys, Game 7, Astros, Yankees. Wow. What a Sunday that would be.
Anything else on the NFL? We just did advisors. My picks on the show 4-4. I only bet 4 of them. I was 0-4. Figure that one out.
Jameis is the worst quarterback ever.
Jameis
What, he had 7 turnovers total?
6.
5? I thought he had 2 fumbles.
Two fumbles, 1 loss.
There's certain teams that just are what they are. I will say that from the gambling perspective, I didn't watch it because I watched the end of it, the last drive of the Bengals. But the Ravens, the stats on that Ravens-Bengals game, how they didn't cover that. It was 500 yards to 200.
I know.
Disgusting. Anything else on the NFL?
It's pretty.
The Chiefs losing at home to the Texans was stunning to me.
Yeah, and I actually think the Texans are kind of a little bit for real. They're going and winning tough games.
I think that's one of those teams, though. They are what they always are.
There's a
gonna
lot
be.
of
Deshaun changes it, though.
There's a lot of they
yeah,
are what they are. I thought the Chiefs maybe could rise to that next level. It doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, and it seems like anyone who wants to run on them can just run on them.
College, huge upset. Georgia losing to South Carolina.
Do you remember when we listed all the games? We're like, one of these teams can be upset.
Yeah.
We did not see that one
we didn't
coming.
see that one coming at all. But we knew there'd be a big upset.
Yes.
We knew, so that kind of counts. Hootie and the Blowfish going crazy. I respect this. He's a real deal fan. Darius Rucker, I remember I went to see him at Cape Cod Melody tent 5 years ago, and he just made the whole concert wait 40 minutes because South Carolina was ending. And I respected it, but it was crazy. They weren't good.
That is crazy.
He just sat in his trailer and watched it.
Got to watch the end.
So that was huge.
Wisconsin's for real. Just good enough to really break my heart.
Wisconsin's very dangerous.
Dangerous, Dave. They're dangerous. They're beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I was on the wrong side of that one. I had Michigan State. And then we had the live stream. with Mississippi and Tennessee, Mississippi State, Brandon Walker. Now remember we were talking Brandon Walker is not a Braves fan? What I saw, that's who you're a fan of, Brandon Walker. You're a fan of Mississippi State.
We got pizza.
Right there he is. Oh, let's go! Go! Orange pants! He was wide fucking open. Your defense stinks. He was wide open. Those are even now. No, they're not. Your guy wasn't open. That was a shitty pass. Get that fucking quarterback out of there. Shut up!
Right. You can't create those little motions and the shuffles and that's when you know somebody's real.
Right.
He's a Mississippi State fan, and that's it.
And that is such a killer loss because Tennessee, no matter how you kind of like shake it out, it's actually similar to our argument all the time with Wisconsin and Michigan. Even if both teams are bad, Tennessee still matters more than Mississippi State. Yeah. So then to have Tennessee be really bad and Mississippi State still not beat them, that's a fucking killer.
Yeah, Mississippi State's just about the worst team in the country.
They are so bad.
Really bad.
So bad.
It's so perfect for Brandon Walker to come here and then have them be that bad.
It's ugly. By the way, Brandon Walker brought his child to the office, and KB and his child hung out for like 45 minutes.
Is it true to beat up K. Marco?
I don't know.
He said K. Marco
but how
said he
about
beat him
that?
up.
How about that duo?
Did you get beat up by Brandon Walker's kid? Is that a joke, or he literally like beat you up?
KB and
is he just like a big old country boy?
He's got to be, right? I picture looking like big Tennessee.
He was talking to Spider, and I walked by and I was like, "Oh, who's this?" And he's like, "Brandon Walker's kid." And I gave him a high five, and he punched me in the stomach.
That's like bad.
And then I turned around, and he like kicked me in the back, and then punched me more in the ribs.
What? You should be able to punch him back.
Yeah.
You should be able to knock his ass out.
I thought this was a joke. You just got beat up all around.
But how about Brandon Walker look it up and KB and Brandon Walker's kid are just like playing video games on a phone together?
Yikes.
I want this message to get loud and clear through to Brandon Walker and his little punk kid. If your kid just punches me in the stomach, like that's how Houdini died, then I can hit him.
I almost got you like that.
I don't mind that, but my kid didn't punch anybody.
We just heard a very different story.
I came up to you and I said, "Did he hit you?" And you said, "No, it was okay."
He ain't no snitch.
No, it was okay. I wasn't gonna rattle.
But he punched you in the
stomach.
stomach.
Then why did you tell everybody else if you wouldn't tell me?
He
can't tell Dave and not tell
me.
me.
Stomach and then walked and kicked him in the back while I was walking away.
He said they were playing. He was messing with
him.
He
went like this. You tell anyone.
He said he was messing with it.
Spit on him.
Well, you can't. I asked you if it was okay, and then you told Dave.
I didn't want him to get in trouble. That's funny.
Now he's in trouble.
What the fuck is happening right now?
It sounds like your kid has no.
I'll tell you what, crazy is bringing your kid around this place.
If he said it was okay, he can't then make a big deal out of it with somebody else.
Well, it sounds like you're trying to
I'm making a
protect
big
him.
deal.
He didn't make a big deal.
He's
Dave
just like that
asked
happened.
him.
Okay, all right.
Wait, I didn't ask him.
I
Wait,
asked
you
him.
did? Oh, who
I
asked?
asked him. He's not making it. He said it happened.
It's okay. You kick the shit out.
I didn't know
promised
any
my,
of this.
I promised my kid when I came to New York, I would take him to the office one time. I thought a Saturday would be low stress. I could put him on Minecraft in a computer in another room, and he'd be fine. And he assaulted people. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And became best friends with KB.
He became best friends with KB
Just
and
about the
Spider.
last guy
Spider spent about 30 minutes with him. They were the same size.
I kind of like it. I kind of like Brandon Walker's son being in the mix.
We got Monday Night Football tonight. PointsBet gambling segment. Sign up for PointsBet with code Barstool. When you deposit $25, you'll get 100 in bonus bets. PointsBet also has Barstool's first touchdown promo. Place a $100 money line bet on one select NCAA games, and if your team scores first touchdown of the game, you win. Even if your team goes on to lose, we'll be letting you pick one of these 4 games. Make sure to check the PointsBet midweek short to hear what games you can vote on. Must be in Jersey, 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. MLB playoffs full swing. Very good game last night with the Astros and the Yankees. The home run, very funny reaction from the people here.
You didn't give us a chance to fucking know the game was back. You gonna announce it or no? Shit!
Wow, love that.
This can't be real.
That's a damn shame.
This is like a replay.
This is a damn shame.
It was very odd camera work from Fox. I wasn't like sure what was happening. I bet on the Yankees, so I was equally like, that fucking sucks.
You just sit there, you're like, wait, that can't be.
You didn't even know
that can't be legal.
Didn't even know it was real.
Yeah.
Tommy with like the lo mein hanging out of his mouth.
Foreshadowing.
Yep.
Big time foreshadowing.
Couldn't
a lot of
be-
evidence.
And you had a tweet too, like
I said,
didn't even
I
have
told,
time to clean up my lo mein or something.
I know. I said didn't have time to chew my lo mein. Then I said clean it up at Fox on MLB.
Clean it
Those
up.
words.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, and that. Well, first of all, did you have any problem with the way that your manager there?
No, I mean they lost because of the offense. I mean he took out Chad Green a little bit early, but I mean the bullpen gave up 2 runs in 7 1/3. Like
Yeah, but that was a bad move to pull him, I think.
What
Green?
did we just fuck about over there?
yeah, but
So it's 5-4 Panthers.
0-82. So says
4-1 they were winning that
So
game.
says the tank.
Okay.
I think he should have left him in, but it's
But
not
at the same
end
time,
of the game.
Ottavino, he's supposed to be one of the premier relievers. Like he's got to get the job done. And at the end of the game, they just had nobody left. So
Yeah.
And then that obviously led into Slob Gate, which turned into a big to-do. The people left food everywhere. Now, I've said this. I'll talk about it, I'm sure, on radio. I'm sure it's already been talked a lot. Once Erica comes in over the top of you, it makes everything 1,000% worse. She let it. She put Hobbs in a body bag. I think the only part, I don't have as much a problem with the stuff over there.
Which
because-
is what the most people online have a problem with because that's a graphic picture.
The optics of that are terrible.
But my guess is we leave that quite a bit like that and have cleaning people who come in and clean it. And it's not single people taking a now, Spider maybe, but like the individuals out here or people who are responsible for the office, maybe. But again, I think they thought cleaning would be in here, get rid of it. Not to do your food out here, out front, individually, I don't know, that's just savage. Like, I don't know how you eat food and don't throw it away. Now, Hobbs is an absolute moron and has made this situation so much worse when he, like, talked back and denied it.
How do people not realize this at this point?
And Hobbs is, like, the worst. He's just...
Carabas did the same thing. You wrote that blog.
Carabas got away. Carabas and Hobbs did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero difference. Hobbs is getting dragged through the coals. Carabas was sliding. I blogged it. So
The Rocket's not a real human, though. That's the difference.
It's true.
Like the Rocket being Rocket is
It's
like
true.
Manny being
But you'd
Manny.
like
It's
to have
what the
somebody.
fuck?
It would be the equivalent if someone's like, well, you guys, we all suck, so everyone has to run sprints. And Carabas like, well, I actually had 2 hits, so I'm not going to run. I mean, Carabas lives his own world.
But
and
then also what's going on is I don't think they feel like it's a team because it's like he's not a Yankee fan. So they're kind of like not on the same team in that stream they were actually at odds.
Yeah, but still, you got to.
No, I know what you're saying, but I think that's there's a
Whether
disconnect
whether you think you did anything wrong or did the way that shook out that whole group, I don't know because no one's really said they did anything. I mean, I don't know who actually left their shit.
I took responsibility as I should have been a better leader of men. I was here. I was in my studio.
I just don't know how you leave this area like that.
Yeah.
I will never understand that.
We've been working on Sunday nights for 3.5 years.
So
Pick up a little
the
bit.
punishment.
Hey, look, as a leader of men, I should have said, hey guys, Sunday night when you're here, you gotta clean up after yourself.
Tommy does
So that's my
strike me as
fault.
somebody who's like parents just clean up after everything he does.
It's
there.
yeah, sometimes.
Just
but
say
now,
yes.
I mean,
Just say yes.
I'm better now. Well, at my own. Well, yeah.
Right, exactly, at your own
Right.
place when it's here. No, we just.
Do you take any blame that there was a couple members of Team Portnoy?
Top down.
Well, I listen. I don't play favorites. I reamed Frankie out publicly, and I came in. Tommy and Hobbs are both the two sandwich no clean club. That is a very selfish.
That's like
strikes.
a 40-40.
Yeah,
that's exclusive.
That's
Couple quick strikes against you.
That is a very selfish club to be a part of, and I do think, that says a lot when you're constantly making the wrong decision in those. It's not where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's not like Hobbs will, sell a Yankees watch party and then just not go because someone offered
I
him
forgot
tickets.
about that until you tweeted
Yeah.
that today.
Yeah.
That was tough.
So he has a long history of thinking about himself, which is why I would keep my mouth shut when everyone's coming at you. His re-apology I almost thought was the worst. Like,
What if he had done that from the jump?
If he apologized?
If the blog that he put up was like the first thing
I think
he
that's
said.
a better way to do it.
Yeah, me too.
You can't have a more disingenuous apology than what he did.
But unless in the moment he didn't think he was wrong, but then if everyone's like, "Yo, you're wrong," like, you kind of realize it. It might be
I
genuine.
don't think so. I think Erica yelled at him.
But even that, it's like you might think you're not wrong, and then like when you're yelling, she's yelling, and everyone's like, "Yo, you're being an idiot," he might have realized.
I think the noise was pretty loud before he did the first. Like, I was almost late to Slob Gate. I had like a meeting this morning. By the time I tweeted the response, I think a lot of people are already like saying he should be fired. I think it was pretty obvious people were being
But
like,
until like you say something, I'm not gonna. Who cares?
I don't think he would have even come
idiots on
back. I think it
Twitter.
was when Erica came over him with that like analogy, like when we get sued, when you write a blog that you get sued for, should you just deal with it? Because I didn't do it.
Right.
It was tough. Even if you don't flip-flopping like that, being like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, and then, oh, I did wrong, I apologize, starts and stops with me. Yikes.
The fired crew bothers me, but I shouldn't be bothered. But I am bothered by it.
Yeah, like just because you do all that doesn't mean like you don't work hard or you're
Right.
not like a good.
No, and
employee or
also
whatever.
I
That's
assume
annoying.
that people who want him fired are like people who
Yeah, they
would
want
probably
the
want
job.
his job.
Yeah, right.
So that bothers me. We always say it like the worst way you could get in the door at Barstool is to bash one
Tear
of our
someone else
own.
down, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we can bash our own, but then if you come in and be
Right.
like those guys should be fired, it's like okay, well
And
I disagree.
I took like a shot at Frankie, but like we landed from Talladega like an hour before. So like he just landed and came here. So people working hard, they're on the stream till 1. That's not it. It's just a total lack of respect for the other stuff.
So the punishment is
Punishment
going to
we are
be
doing
incredible.
Tomorrow we're flying in White Sox Dave. Everybody part of that stream will watch that game with a play-by-play call.
Not watch. They
No,
don't get to
wa-
watch.
They don't
not
get to
watch.
watch
Okay.
it.
That's-
White Sox
he's
team's going to sit where we're sitting.
the way they consume the game is strictly White Sox.
Yeah,
Correct.
The
Okay.
cameras are going to be
Yep.
facing at them. They're going to sit exactly like they're set up, and White Sox Dave is going to sit there in his suit
God damn.
and
that's brutal.
announce while he watches with no sound what happens.
It's close because Hub said they had good tickets to go to the game.
Oh.
Instead of that, White Sox Dave will announce it to you.
with gum in
those
his
are
mouth.
And like Buster Only and all these guys are like legit tweeting me and everything. It's like I was at softball in Lincoln Park when John Heyman and Ken Rosenthal started tweeting me, and all of a sudden my phone's blowing up. Like I'm looking at my phone in between innings, and then like 3,000, 4,000 followers later, here I am, and I'm on CLTV with Walter Payton. You know, Walter Payton's son. So.
It's so
Yeah.
With gum in his mouth, with a shower that doesn't take. Hopefully,
There's gonna be so
bad
many
suit,
fights.
Bad hair.
Yeah, so
I'm
it's-
thinking punches are gonna be thrown.
He's going to be. He said he wants Za as his
Color guy?
guy, which
Interesting.
I mean that would be pretty funny too.
Zaha and White Sox Dave.
it's a
We
good
threw out the
promo.
idea of perhaps the Rocket being on the color, just because it drives the.
Well,
No,
Yankees
because then he
no,
gets to
but
watch.
part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he should
yeah.
be to watch, and they get no phones.
What's that? Yo, you're part of this group. Despite how you see this as you're not part of the group, you're part of the group.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I don't know how you don't.
I
How do
didn't
you
realize
think we
Jared
can?
was back
How
there.
in what world do you think we can possibly initiate this punishment without you being part of it?
I'm being punished for this?
You're part of this group.
I'm being punished
Yes.
for
What-
sitting there and
What's
not
the
eating
difference
any
between
food.
what you and Hobbs did?
It's his fucking stream.
What do you mean? It's
You
his
told me to
stream?
be there.
Yeah, that's because you're the baseball.
That's like
guy.
if he has like
Baseball
a party
is
at his
your
house,
world.
I just come over. I'm
No,
just
no.
gonna clean his
You-
house
you,
after.
You know, baseball is you're part of this. Like you're like you make the stream very important. It's the Yankee Red Sox dynamic. You can't then distance yourself from that. You and Hobbs did nothing different.
It's his stream.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Yankee watch party.
But-
I'm just there to stir the pot.
Right, but that you are just as much a part of it. Like like those streams work better with you laughing at their miss.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm being punished
The
for
whole
not
group is.
picking up after them.
But Hubs is
And
saying
not
he
telling
did
them to
not
clean
pick
up their mess.
There's no difference between you and Hubs.
It's his stream.
Yeah, but you were on it. It's just as much yours. I don't know what you mean, his stream.
He's the Yankee guy. It's a Yankee broadcast.
So why isn't it Tommy's stream?
Because he's not the Yankee guy. He just has a Yankee
We have
podcast.
Yankee guys. It's like Hubs had to be there to stream the game.
That's just a wild move.
It isn't.
It is.
There's no way to exclude you from that group.
I didn't do anything.
But neither did Hubs, according to him.
It's his stream.
That's
You're the
I don't
captain
know
of the
where,
ship.
I don't know where you're coming up with it's his stream.
because it's a Yankee watch party.
But the Red Sox are just like you are just as much part of it. Like you and Hubbs did everything last year. You're doing it this
Right?
year.
If it was my stream, if it was a Red Sox game, I would have been like,
What's
hey,
that?
hand up.
It's the best thing
It's
that can
on
happen
me.
to Hobbs right now.
Well, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I didn't eat any food. I
That's
threw
what Hubbs
everything
says.
away. I ate at my desk.
Literally,
I brought
that's what
food
Hubbs
here.
says.
I didn't have anything over here. I
That's
didn't
what
even
Hubbs
go over
says.
there.
That's what Hubbs says.
It's not my stream.
It's
I was
again.
there because you told me to be.
Yes.
Are you accountable for this then? You told me to be there.
What's it, that leap of logic makes no sense.
I would've
was
watched
not-
it at my house.
If I was there, I would have been like, clean up.
I mean, literally, the game was over. The Yankees lost. I was sitting there on the couch looking at my Twitter mentions. I look up, everybody's gone.
That
I
makes
didn't even
it
have the
more
opportunity-
accountable on you then.
It's not my mess. Like if
But that's
everyone
so you're
trashed
saying
the
you were
place,
the
I'd be
last
like,
one there?
All right.
Are you the last one there?
No, because I think
You just
that
said
they were,
you looked up, everyone was gone, and you're just saying.
Yeah, they went to go record a podcast. I thought that they were gonna clean up after that. They were still there.
Well, you said everyone left.
Yeah, the couch area. They went to go record a podcast down the hall.
Anybody
People were
there
still
could
there
have been
now.
like, clean it up. You're just as much in that group as anybody else.
That's just a ridiculous claim. To
It's
make.
not.
It is. Like if you were here, and you guys were watching the Super Bowl, and everyone made a big, you would tell them to do it. But if they just left, you'd be like, all right, I guess
If there
I'm
was a
gonna
mess,
like,
everyone
get
there
down on
would
my
be
hands
in
and
an
knees and
equal
clean
boat.
everything.
Everyone there would be an equal boat. There's no, well, I'm not a Yankee fan, so I'm not responsible.
So you want me to not watch this game and then like do a podcast about it after?
Well,
I'm
you
being
can
punished for
rewatch it.
other people being fucking animals? What?
You can rewatch it.
This is a mistake, Dave.
It's not a mistake.
You made a
There's
mistake.
no other-
rue the day.
There's no other way to do it. I mean, you guys agree. There's no other way to do it.
I told you beforehand, Jared will never relent, which is a great quality.
The Rocket.
But we're agreeing. There's no, you can't just be like,
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
him and Hubbs literally have this, Hubbs, outside of him saying it's somehow Hubbs' stream.
I do like it being a Yankee thing, though. So
Can't.
This is your company. I said that
Culture
if I were
problem,
in
man.
Hubbs' shoes soon,
Culture problem.
I would just try to go as hard as I can the other way and be like, yeah, top down, culture problem.
Oktoberfest.
You would not like that if that happened. If
Is
someone
top down?
If someone tried to come in and was like, no
I'm
apologies,
messy.
top down.
I don't leave food. Like, I would never
Yeah,
leave
food
like,
is different mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pile
dirty
guy.
and
You're a
it's
pile
messy.
guy. We're
I
pile
have no
guys.
problem with like if we just left a bunch of shirts lying
Right.
around, but you can't leave food.
Right.
Whose food was it? Because Hubbs and Carabas are saying not ours.
I threw Milo Main and milkshake out.
Okay, so there's 3 of the people gone. Fatso. What?
No, he's
ordered for
asking.
the
He's
stream?
asking specifically about the couch area.
Because we have 3 people now who are saying the couch area, they didn't. We've seen pictures of food. Tommy's saying no. Hubbs saying no. Carabas saying no. Who left their food there?
I mean, no, I left stuff there. I would say I left stuff there. I think there was some stuff like there already too, but yeah, no, I left stuff there. I didn't
what?
clean up. I didn't clean up after myself.
Here goes Frank. That's the perfect, like,
so
and in his
perfect.
own world, like,
This
fucking
is
breakaway,
no,
the
no,
fucking
no, no.
Devils.
That's the perfect Dave. Your culture.
Frank the Tank.
The take just interrupted the rundown. He's
Like, to
yelling
no
about
one,
the
no
Devils.
cameras,
No,
just
he's
to
yelling.
himself.
He's yelling to himself.
And I have the Devils, so I'm getting my updates from him,
That's your
ranting and
culture.
raving. I assume it's 5-3 now.
Screaming. Just screaming.
Oh, and 82.
What's the score?
They're like 4 games into the season,
Hey,
and Frank's
Frank,
calling
what's
it.
the
He
score?
said they won't win till February
That was the
before.
perfect
What's the score?
interruption.
0 and 82.
That was the perfect Barstool moment ever. Like Slob Gate finger pointing, Frank the Tank screaming about the Devils.
As he's chewing his
I
hat.
love this place so much. Holy
Oktoberfest.
shit.
Have you guys seen this
Yo,
thread?
this is the craziest thing I've seen on the internet.
No, what
ever.
is it?
And that's saying a lot. I mean, I
Explain it.
really mean that.
It's the
see
craziest
it?
No,
party.
explain it to me.
It's there's a girl getting fingered. There's
What?
a guy.
Forget about it.
There's
Forget
a
about
guy
it. There's a
sliding
dude-
naked
dude,
across the ground.
are
There's
you-
people peeing out in public. It's
Bro.
chaos.
Have you not
is
seen
it?
the penis one?
Where
You
is
said all
it?
the ones that pale in comparison. This one guy blows a line of coke off his buddy's soft dick.
No, I didn't
He
see that
takes
one.
the tip, He pulls it like tight and blows a line, and then they both have their nose all poked up and they're like laughing. It's insane.
Where was the Oktoberfest?
I
think it's legitimately
Oh, it's in Germany?
Absolutely staggering. It's just a Twitter thread, video after video after video, and they just keep getting progressively worse. And then he's blowing lines off his buddy's soft dick. And I'll be honest, the fact that it's soft bothers me even more. If it was hard, it would be better.
By the way, that's weird. But by the way, the fact that like you can't put like an MLB highlight on Twitter, but this thread is still up there.
Crazy.
Like, I don't know who makes decisions over there.
Crazy.
That's it. That's the rundown.
Damn. I'm watching some of it right now.
Just scroll through the
It's crazy. I didn't see the dick one.
People, is it this one? I can't find the original thread. You text me the original thread. Dave, where you go? Oh, this is over?
We're done.
There it is.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that is legitimately the
They
craziest.
scored 6-4.
And they're both just laughing and goofing and
Wait,
shit.
let's give. Hey, Tank. Let him talk. Let him.
Did they score,
rant.
Frank?
Give him the
This is the worst way to
mic.
This is the worst way to get updates ever.
Here we go.
Frank, give it to him.
Maybe he should do
Give
the
it to the
play-by-play
people.
with White Sox Dave.
Give it
Have
to
him
the
be
people,
play-by-play
Frank.
guy.
What the holy motherfuck devils? What the holy motherfuck? You come out with your slogan this year. We are the ones. We are the ones. Now you're the ones that disappoint. You got the idiot head coach. 4-0 lead on opening night. 4-1 lead tonight. They go behind and then all of a sudden just roll over and play dead. Horrible. Wake up.
I love it, Frank. That's the passion, baby.
Oh,
Hey, the Dolphins lost though.
They almost blew. They almost won.
I know that was big though. That was big. The Dolphins losing was big.
6-4 to the Panthers at home.